get them now at, what's that place? Western Electrolyte Company. You can still get them, but like these switches here, I mean...
Yeah, these guys.
Now we had this one converted back, and if I had money, I'd have all that taken out of here.
Do those switches just control the lights? No outlets, do they?
No, I don't think they control the outlets, because the outlets are low voltage, I guess.
But there's not a relay on the outlets. The relays are just for the lights that the switches control.
The outlets are separate.
Yeah, and there's two relay boxes downstairs. There's one up in the attic, and every once in a while I got to replay these things. They start humming, and they kind of get hot. We can hear them up here, and we got to poke and see which one it is. Now we're at the moment we're having trouble with this stand here, because we took one relay out and replaced it, and the stand started working again. Then it quit working when we shut it off. So that's a pain in the butt. But
so you're suffering the Ed Smith legacy here.
Well, I blame that on Dent, because he was an architect guy, and he tried to modernize crap. And my brother was an electrician. He said back in the 60s or 50s and 60s, that was a big thing, this low voltage stuff. But downstairs there were so many wires going here and there. I mean, it's a nightmare, you know. So yeah.
So when we were here,
it's probably changed out there. We put that little pond in.
But the tree was there, right?
The tree, yeah, was there.
It's always been there. Okay, we've got home movies of that.
Oh, did you?
Of kids driving tricycles and pedal cars around and around and around that tree.
There was a big, where the red oak was out in front, there was a big elm tree there.
Yep.
And when we moved in, we thought it was alive but was dead. And it came all the way over the house. And the walnut tree is still back here. There's a walnut tree. Now there's two, I call them shit trees, in front, and they were called paradise trees. And one was growing up. There's two of them there. They were this big around, this close to the foundation. And when you cut them down, they just stink like hell. Now there's still a paradise tree over here. They're funky trees, but they grow up like weeds at first.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. And they've got,
I hate them.
The long branches, lots of little leaves coming off.
Yeah.
Almost like a...
I can show you. You can take one back home with you if you want to plant it back
I think
there.
we have several.
But they're weeds, and they grow up, and people let them grow. But they get a giant tree. But they ain't worth a damn thing. And like I say, if you chop them down, they just smell. The roots, everything smells. Because I was thinking, well, I could just burn it. And the guy said, no, you don't want to burn this crap. And he called it a paradise tree. I don't know what the hell it is.
I think that's close. I know it as the tree of paradise.
Okay. But, you know, the thing about this neighborhood, I planted some bur oaks back here. There's a lot of bur oaks around here, I guess. They're big oak trees. There's one over here now, and there's one back there. And
So was that summer kitchen on back when you were here?
There was a...
Like a building out the back?
You're right. I seem to remember, let's see, the kitchen. There was a kitchen and dining room here, and then a sort of, we used it as a playroom, laundry room. And then there was a breezeway and another building connected, which was Dad's workshop. It was...
When we moved in the kitchen area, we thought a tree was back there because there's a big old hole in the ground, and the dents knocked it down.
I think it was just falling apart.
Now that back here, we thought must have been a utility room. The next one back, I don't know. Look back here. Because there's some holes I plugged up with broom handles.
Yeah, and there used to be,
the exit here,
or
yeah,
here.
Door here. We had those windows put in.
Did you have the door removed?
No, there was nothing here when we moved
Okay.
in, except this wall. But the guy that put it in said, well, you got to be careful if you take any lap siding out, because he must have seen where there's a door there, you know, or this and that. So.
Okay. So yeah, so then there was a breezeway, maybe 10 feet wide,
Yeah.
and then another
Yeah.
build. It was almost a separate building. It was.
Yeah, there's well, It looked to me like when we moved in, there must have been a thing going this way you could walk through. You're not
Yes.
talking about a breezeway that way, are you?
No, it was,
Yeah.
well, it went out that way, but there were a couple of steps down to the patio that way, and
Yeah.
a couple of steps down that way to
Yeah.
the driveway.
I got some old pictures of, there's still some wood left here when we moved in. So, yeah, if I'd known you was coming, I'd cleaned this place up a little. So.
We had trouble finding it because I had remembered it being A, in Merriam, and B,
Well, this is right on the border of Merriam.
well, that explains that. and then-
67th Street's the border of Merriam and Overland.
Okay, and the second thing was that it had, Mackey wasn't here, so the address of the house was Antioch Road.
This, was there this fireplace, was there a fireplace here? Or do you know? This is just my hot water heater going up there. This is a...
Well, somewhere near here was the entrance to the basement.
Well, the basement, this is the basement here. Goes down here.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Now, is there like a fireplace down there?
No, there's, you could have put one down here. I've been doing some cut pointing down here in my basement. This is the chimney here, okay? So I don't know, was there a fireplace down here?
No, not that I ever remember.
Well, I don't know why this chimney would be here.
Furnace flue is the only thing I can think of.
God, it's a lot of work for...
Well, a lot of them did it that way.
Because there's two chimneys and this one, I thought, well, hell, maybe if I was rich, I would have had a big old furnace put in, you know. No, this is a relay box, okay? These are the damn relays. This is what costs about $40 a piece you got to put in.
Take pictures of that, Sebastian.
Running a video.
Oh, yeah. And there's one of those there, and
I
there's one in
recognize
the
the
back
craftsmanship.
room.
It's very similar to yours.
Whoops. I bet you if you looked hard enough, you'd find his handwriting on some of this stuff.
Well, I got his handwriting in a letter he wrote me. So I've been basically trying to clean up down here, and there's all this whitewash on these walls. I spent all last winter knocking all that crap out, trying to redo it. Oh man, what a job. I got to do it on the outside, but I can't afford to get it done.
Does the basement stay dry, or?
The only place it leaks is right here, and after the ground gets soaked, it doesn't leak at all. Right here, and I put new gutters on.
And downspouts, downspout drains to lead the water away from the foundation?
And I don't know why. There's one spot, and it must be back behind that thing there. And then, like I say, if it rains really hard, really hard, it'll leak. But after the ground gets saturated, it doesn't leak at all. You know, which for this, you know, this section's 1880, and that section's about 1845, we think. You know, something like that. So, and there's a crawl space back in there. And I don't know, it might have been you. I found some old Playboys up here.
Not at 6 years old. I didn't know anything
Oh,
about
is that right? It must have been dense. So, yeah, but this is all the low voltage wiring bullshit right here. All that stuff, you know. And I don't know, I thought at first when I see you up here, the dents come by every once in a while. That's Liz and Scott, they put all that there. And, yeah, but we don't have to come down here. Let's go back up here, but I don't mind this old basement like this.
It's nice and cool.
We just had this floor put in. This is a hickory floor. It's harder than oak. It costs a fortune to get this damn thing put in, but at one time, I don't know whether when you were here, all those floors were parquet. And we took up all the parquet. It had all this black goop, and I was scraping. I got out here. There's a big piece of plywood right here.
Well, I remember it all being linoleum.
Yeah, well, we had linoleum in here too, but at one time. But when we were scraping, somebody put parquet all in this house. And I got out here, and I was going to rework the floor, so there's a big piece of plywood here. Then when we hired this to get done, there's another floor underneath, there's 2 floors underneath here. And I think it was fir. Now that stuff's southern pine, I believe. But underneath here was fir. But we got this floor put in, but this is a hard floor.
Well, that floor looks like it might have been underneath linoleum.
Yeah, but I
'cause
think,
it's of the right vintage for...
but I think there's another floor underneath this floor.
Oh, okay, maybe so. That's,
I don't know. I'm thinking there was, you know. I know there is in that other room because I can see it down there,
mhm.
you know. And I know there was in the kitchen. There's 2 floors. So, anyway,
It's amazing.
and when we moved in here,